But boom. We're back. It's another Thirsty Thursday, and God, I forgot my coffee again. What's the matter with me? I woke up really early and had my coffee, and it's gone already. It disappeared like magic. So today is Thursday, and it's Gratitude Show day, and I've got my friend Bo, and I'm just going to grab him over here in the green room. Got to go knock on the door. You there, Bo? Get the star back on. There he is.
Hello, Mr. Brad. How are you?
You amaze me.
How's that?
I just watched some of your videos, and you're kind of really getting into it. I seen you as Rambo and all that stuff. You're playing around with that stuff. It doesn't take a whole bunch of time, but it does take you away from other stuff, and you're having fun with it.
I am having fun. There's a little lack of productivity because not only doing the goofy videos and this deep fake swap face thing, but then there's commenting, right? And there's people that see it, and then there's back and forth. So you're right. It sends you down a lack of productivity. But I am having fun, and it's been a good little week for me.
The other side of it, have you been on TikTok? Do you look at that at all?
And I'd love to. I've just avoided it.
Well, it's a rabbit hole of junk. I mean, really, not all junk, but most of it is just really weird stuff. Yeah. I have a friend of mine who really loves the TikTok food or whatever. He's recipes. He spends most of his time in the meal section, the food section, learning, and he's loving that. So Cindy Lee is on it. I know that Rachel Pedersen, she's active on it. She actually does training on it and everything. But my point is, there's people that are doing things there that are business wise, and they're just having fun. So you don't realize that when you do those little videos and stuff and you comment on them, what's happening with it. And it's very, very possible that they're going to come to you and say, hey, I saw you also with this mailbox power thing, or I understand you're in the insurance business. And that goofy stuff tends to go viral more than a blatant pitch does. Yeah,
I agree. I think there's a real place for it. And my teenage daughters have encouraged me not to try TikTok. And I think they have their reasons why not. But obviously, it's intriguing for me. I'd like to do it. So,
well, I just looked on my phone just a while ago to see my apps and stuff, and TikTok takes up more space than Facebook does.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I know that there's talk about TikTok being some kind of conspiracy thing and all that stuff. But to me, it's just a platform. If I want, I can throw it. And what are they going to do?
Right.
And the TikTok army to me and put me in jail or what? Whatever.
Well, and if it's not TikTok, there's another one out there, right? We mentioned last week Clubhouse, right?
Yep.
I'm in. I managed to get in, and it's actually quite fascinating. I've spent very little time in there, and next week I should have an invite for you, Brad. And I see that you have like 34 friends in your network that are in Clubhouse right now. Okay. Whether you knew that or not, right? But just the other night, I popped on into a Clubhouse, and Gary V was in there. When I first got on, there was literally 10 people, and Gary V speaking, and I'm thinking, this is unbelievable. The access, right? Yeah. Well, within seconds, it was hundreds of people in that same room. I wasn't going to get to talk, and I wasn't even looking to, but to listen to these free-flowing idea sharing sessions, podcast kind of thing, it really is a unique concept. So, my plan is to send you an invite if you want to do it, if you want to check it out.
Well, I'm always willing to check stuff out. I mean, I get it anyways, so it doesn't matter whether it comes from somebody I've never heard of or somebody I know like you.
Right. Well, here's how it happened for me. This is really cool. And so we're talking about gratitude, right?
Yeah.
I'm thankful for the opportunity. Obviously, I was intrigued. I wanted to check it out, and I was on the waiting list. But I'm in a different, in a group, a social media kind of a help group, and it's for network marketers and other people. And I'm in there, and I haven't participated a whole lot, but the leader of that group did a post and said, have you heard of Clubhouse? Would you like to be on Clubhouse? Everybody in this group can be on Clubhouse if we follow this idea. So she said, first person to comment, I will send you an invite as long as you agree to send your first invite to the person that signs up after you, that comments after you. And then the whole thing is because you get one invite as soon as you sign up. And so I did that. And then every week you're supposed to get an invite. So I'm going to offer that in like the AGC page or somewhere saying, hey, we can all be on here. You just have to agree to let the person that follows you send it to them. I think it was a great idea.
That's an interesting way. It's kind of like going through the drive-thru and paying for the person behind you.
Exactly. It is a pay it forward concept to get people into that network. I think it's a brilliant idea. So I'm going to pay
it forward, but you're paying backward.
Right. And then ideally you get, you can host your own, we could have a gratitude show in there and ask people to come in and share what they do for gratitude. I mean, there's really a tremendous amount of opportunity in there, and people can be in there and just speak. You don't have to show up with good lighting, a good camera. You just have to talk or listen.
The stuff we're talking about right now, it's interesting because I was thinking, okay, what are we going to talk about? We talk about gratitude. That's a wonderful thing to talk about. But every time people tune in, they're going to hear about gratitude. Right. Here we're getting some new nuggets. If you understand, if you were listening to what's going on here, there's some new things for you to learn about. Like I know about Lunch Club. That was a thing that I got on. You do these video things. And way back, I remember a thing called Blab. And it was tied in with Twitter and Periscope. And it was like 4 people in a little room, and then you had a whole bunch of people off to the side that could comment and stuff.
Sure.
So similar kind of thing, it's coming back. And if you want to take this into the physical world, this is really no different than going down the road and you see a Starbucks and a Caribou and a Dunn Brothers and a McDonald's and a restaurant and a bar and a it's just places to go and meet people. And you go to this place and you say, hey, Gary V's in town. Cool.
Exactly. Yeah. And you just pop in and you're just a fly on the wall. Really cool. One more thing on gratitude. I know that you connected with Cindy Lee and Ask Cindy Connector, and I was on her show as well. And I came home yesterday and I had a package waiting for me. And I opened it and took some pictures, and she sent me this awesome mug. Okay.
I saw a picture of it.
You see that? Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I've ever been called a badass miracle worker, but now I have officially, and I have a mug to prove it with my face on it, with a value statement. So there I go. And I appreciate her. She sent a card to my dad, obviously, and a sympathy kind of thing for him to hopefully he feels better. And it really just a thoughtful package. Boxes are better. I love getting a gift in the mail. And she felt good sending it. You know what I mean? So the good vibes, the woo-woo is in the universe from Cindy.
For those that don't know, I'm going to put my little thing on there in case someone's interested in what we're talking about. Where in the world is it? Right there.
There it is.
It's mailboxpower.com/magicbrad. And what I'm really liking about it is it's taking the stuff out of this digital world into the physical world so that the things that people receive are actually physical stuff. Physical postcards, physical greeting cards, physical coffee mugs, physical snacks and foods and things.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It is. And you mentioned a second ago about how we just keep talking about gratitude. Like you and I don't prep for this. We just show up and it's like we don't know what we're even going to talk about to probably minutes before all of a sudden something comes to our mind. So it is kind of unique that the way that's happening, there is always something new, right? There's a sound bite, there's a nugget or something. So I think it's great that it organically has worked itself out.
I like it that way. I don't like going to the networking events when all of a sudden someone says, so what do you do? And then they tell you what they do, and you can tell it's their 30-second elevator pitch because they got it verbatim.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool and everything, but just tell me who you are. I mean, how are the kids? How's the family? How's things really happening? And I kind of don't care what you do. I want to know more about you, and you can tell me about what you do later.
Yeah. And you hope that you can ask deeper questions, right? And peel it onion back, get past that surface stuff anyways. So that elevator pitch is good when it's polished and you can, wow, that's pretty cool. And it takes you down a path of, okay, that sounds really interesting. Tell me more. But that's where I think the skill set is do you all of a sudden start blabbing all about yourself, or do you keep engaging with that person, right? About tell me more.
Well, especially in this world of commodities, where like you're in the insurance business, and I always forget which one. Is it American Family? That one.
That'll do it.
Yeah. So there's a lot of those people out there that do that business.
Yeah.
But you're the only you.
Thankfully, there's only one of me.
So if and you're a Gemini, so there's 2 of you.
That's true.
So if I'm looking to buy insurance, I want to get it from somebody. They're not going to give me a better deal anywhere. It's kind of like standardized, right?
Yeah. Actually, it's amazing how the range of rates can be if you shop it. And that's always been that way. If you get shopped 10 different companies, you're going to get 10 different numbers. Sometimes you get different numbers from the same company, even depending on the model that's being presented to you, whether it be from an agent, direct, and all that. So, yeah, you can constantly shop and find a different deal Doesn't always mean it's apples to apples. Doesn't mean the coverage is the same. It doesn't mean the claims experience is going to be the same. There's so much that goes with that. So you got to do it you got to do business with somebody that you trust and that you like. I think if you're going to spend your money, give it to somebody that you kind of like.
That's kind of exactly what I'm saying is when you get to know somebody at a networking event, find out who they are, and then like sending these gifts and stuff when you can personalize them and send people pictures of their dog or pictures of their house or pictures of their cabin or their new boat, or then you can actually connect with what they really like, get a picture of, like my friend Ron Orr, when Gary Vaynerchuk was in town, it was Ron's birthday. So he went and had Gary do a happy birthday on video to him. So he's got that little clip.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So if you can capture stuff like that and then send it to somebody and create that long-term memory, it creates bonds that relationship.
Yeah, it completely does. And yeah, I caught this today, since this is the gratitude show, right? Somebody had shared a post about the benefits of gratitude. And, there's obviously, there's like scientific benefits of gratitude, but a few of them, it literally strengthens your heart, your immune system, and it decreases your blood pressure by showing gratitude. So if there's health benefits, not only, professional benefits, personal benefits, it decreases stress, anxiety, depression, headaches. Like there are so many reasons to just be grateful, and to show gratitude to others. And we also have to give ourselves a little grace. We have to be grateful for ourselves and things like that too. So, yeah.
Well, I've been posting, sometimes I'll post something, I'll see one of these political things and I end up like sharing a meme or something. And God, that's probably the worst thing to do.
Yeah.
I put it up and I took it down because all it does, it causes craziness. It's just separation. So on some of them, I see some stuff, and what I've been putting on is monetize peace.
Yeah.
So it's all about the money. Let's monetize peace. What if you got incentivized to treat people nice and kind and friendly and warm and giving? What if you made a living doing that for?
Maybe we've talked about this before. I'm not sure, but do you know that there's that concept was implemented into the prison system?
No.
Yeah, I'll have to find a link and share it with you.
I'd love to see that. I've got a
5-minute video on it. There's a whole backstory about it, but a social worker, psychologist, somebody had basically said, let's give people inside the prison system an incentive to be nice rather than potentially have violence.
Right.
And the effects of it have been absolutely incredible.
I'm sure.
And I'm talking to get like a nickel, to get a small amount of money, but to be nice has changed this particular prison, and it not a pleasant place. So yes, you're right. There's a way to do, if you could do that. And I think there's a way that gets done. It's just not direct, right? So if you're a nice person, you get some business maybe, right?
I've got a way that I put together. I was in a program of thing where you got to develop a project, and I created a project called the Peace Police. And essentially what it was a rewarding people for doing good as opposed to punishing them for doing bad.
All right.
And it was a series of police vehicles, Peace Police vehicles, kind of like Geek Squad has the Volkswagens.
Sure.
Driving around.
Yeah.
There's vehicles. There's precincts where the police stations are, the Peace Police stations. They have citation booklets. So when you see someone walking someone across the street or opening the door for someone, you write them up a ticket, and it's a $20 gift card to Target Corporation. Or a $20 gift card to Starbucks. Or so it's like a happenings book. You remember those?
Yeah, sure do. Yeah.
Little buy one, get one kind of thing. It's like a citation booklet for that. And I did this at an event that there was a shooting back years ago in Minneapolis when it wasn't a thing.
Yeah, sure.
And me and Trisha Haynes, we created a thing called Peace in the Cities, and it was a concert of magic, music, and mime. And we brought people from all over the United States. Farthest came was Duluth. The Peace Turtle came down.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
And we had a sergeant, Will Hale, with his tadpole parade. He had his little band on, and he would walk around, and you see kids saying please and thank you, and they get written up, and they got a little thing. They turned it at the headquarters and got a little prize. Wow. I did it at the Unity Church for one of their services.
That's
so
great
it is possible, and it's something I've done. I just haven't expanded on it.
Sure.
And why shouldn't there be a bunch of Peace Police cars, so when someone's lurking around going, oh my God, here comes the Peace Police. Hey, how's it going? Give them a big hug. I just got $20.
Right. Well, I think we all love to see those stories when you see, a police officer stopped and helped somebody or has done that, gave a gave a reward to a child who was wearing a bike helmet or something. Yeah, I agree. I was a few years ago, I was a part of a nonprofit called the Kindness Revolution. And this was started, and what they do is they have bracelets, and they said they're the Kindness Revolution. And the whole concept behind it was you wear this bracelet. You can't get away with it in COVID times right now, so I'm not sure how well they're doing. But I was a sponsor. I was the local kindness champion. They only give one per community. So I had to pay the nonprofit to be the champion. And then I had a Facebook page and everything. And then they sent me these bracelets. And then what would happen? One, they had anti-bullying curriculum for schools. They had all this stuff, which is great. But these bracelets, you would wear it. And when you caught somebody being nice, you took the bracelet off, like the shirt off your back, and you handed them that and said, wear that. But let me ask you to please do the same thing and pay it forward. So there was bracelets all around. I gave out hundreds of bracelets in our community and gave them to the kids in the school and all that. It was a really big hit.
That makes sense. You give them 2 of them. And
exactly. Here's one for you, and here's a replacement.
The thing that I did this the other day. I got my little magic cup, and I took all these pennies, and I put little peace signs on them. Every penny's got a little peace sign.
Oh, I like it.
I got little peace signs. So I increased the value of a penny from 1 penny to possibly millions in peace.
It's your own. That's Brad coin, not Bitcoin, right there.
Right. That's peace coin.
Brad coin. Come on, peace coin. I love it. What else can I say?
I don't know. It'll just come in when it's time. That's what I love doing this way rather than structuring.
Yeah.
A theme, because I've noticed I've tried doing that and we end up diverting from it anyways, because I think there's a power greater than us that's kind of bringing something else out.
Right.
So I like
Let me ask you, what are you really grateful for today?
I thought about what am I going to say for that, and I was going to say you again.
You can't.
The reason, Bo, and I'm kind of a little cheery, is I do these interviews and stuff, but you're the only one that's every single Thursday that I can depend on, that I can count on, that's going to happen. And then I just got to send the link and you're here like magic.
Sure.
Other than that, I mean, I'm here with my wife, love my wife. We got our dog, but there's nobody around.
Right.
I don't see anybody. And I did take that part-time job to make a little bit of money because my event business isn't working with Amazon.
Sure.
I'm driving around in an Amazon van by myself.
Right. Sure.
I'm working nights. There's nobody there. I put the door on the thing on the package. There's nobody home.
Right.
Sleeping.
Right.
So being able to actually see somebody, like I had a great time with Cindy yesterday, having to have a little conversation. And I used to go to the mall and talk to some of the merchants and stuff and see people. But I used to have my magic meetings every month. It's like a Monday and then a Friday. There's magic meetings I could go to and see some fellow magicians.
Sure.
AGC events. But when they're not there, you don't realize, especially, I used to pride myself on being an introvert. But you know what? I kind of like talking to people.
Ditto. You said AGC. Hey, today there is a live AGC event, right? So if you have the time at 3:00 Central, go to joinagc.com or the AGC Facebook page. But they will have a great speaker today. They had one on Tuesday. And as a member, I mean, the gold of that is obviously you hear a great speaker, kind of a TED Talk. And there's people, they just launched in several states, and there's going to be more and more of these things that you can tune into or watch the recorded. But if you can be there live and jump into the Zoom room as a member after that and have that interaction, it's like this, you know, we're in a little square, Hollywood Square, but you get a chance to talk, you get to hear some things. It's really a great opportunity.
I love the model that he came up with. It's structured, like 20% structured, 80% free.
Right. So if you can make it to that, that'll keep you, I don't know, it keeps your cup full because you see different people, you hear different things, and you make a new connection. And I heard on the launch from Mailbox Power, it was connectivity is the new currency. It's kind of like the networking is your network is your net worth. But that connectivity is really important to all of us, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. We need connectivity. So being able to jump into these virtual events or being on here with you it recharges my battery. I need it.
It really does. I mean, you've got a bigger family, and I was going to ask, how is the family? I know you got some stuff going on. How's
yeah, thanks for asking. So it's been, boy, since the last time I talked to you, every time we talk, I feel like I lead in with, well, since the last time I talked to you, here's what's happened. I had my mom tested positive for COVID after we spoke on Thursday. And so my dad had to relocate. He went to my brother's with my wife till Sunday. Then my wife came home. And then my brother took over from there. Now, fast forward, my dad tested positive for COVID Tuesday, I think it was, Tuesday afternoon. So the good side of that is he was able to go home and be with my mom since they're both COVID positive.
Mm-hmm.
I have two sisters that have tested positive. My mom and one sister have had the infusion to try to prevent them from having to go to a hospital. I have a niece that just tested positive yesterday. My wife is waiting for her test back. She's been in isolation at her home since she got home Sunday because we know she was around at least 3 people, a whole lot, that all tested positive. So we're trying to avoid all this. So COVID's it's a nightmare. But my dad, obviously our biggest goal was to keep him from getting COVID. He has it. And he did have a fever last night. I don't know. I haven't heard an update this morning, but we're just really thankful for prayers and thoughts that him and the rest of them that they can just get through this with minimal side effects and minimal consequence. So that's where we're at. But I'm looking at the bright side, the fact that my mom and dad were able to get back together. That's all they wanted.
Well, I saw your video on that, and I think that's really cool that you took it and looked at the positive side of it. Is at least they're now together. That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's shining the light on the good.
You do, yeah, and that's what they wanted. When they had to leave, when my dad had to get out of the house in a hurry because mom tested positive, I'm told, I wasn't there, that it was kind of like 2 high school kids that were told they can't be together anymore. Sure. Like there's just this. They've been married 52 years, and to be told you cannot be together is hard. It's real hard. And so getting them back together was an important part of just a recovery process from him and his heart attack. And now that hopefully they stay healthy and he can get into a surgery in a month or so.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Thanks for asking. But I don't know. Today's another day, and we'll see what twist happens today. Thursdays appear to be the big event day of the week. So
it is a roller coaster,
Yeah,
it is. Everything's got its ebb and flow to it. If you think about it, the sun comes up, sun goes down, the waves come in, the waves go out.
They do.
Life does that. You just got to surf the wave when it comes in instead of getting tumbled by it.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. And you have to take the time to focus on the positive with all of the nonsense that's going on in the world right now, right? We just keep leaning into what's good. I think we talked a little bit about this. I was on, Jackie Ulmer. She's brilliant in the network marketing space. She's just been around that network marketing world for I think 30 years, 25 years, something like that. Anyways, she had a post and she talked about the social dilemma. And as everybody watched that movie and what your takeaways are and all that. And obviously we know how much our phones control us and social media controls and the notifications and the dopamine that happens and all of that. If you haven't seen the movie, watch it. But it was interesting. Somebody said, this is where I get my connectivity. This is where I'm finding socialization is in the social media world today. So what are we supposed to do? And she really had a great response about limit your time and treat it like it's a real life interaction. So if you just pop in and just spout off your position, your point, and then step out of the room or you just start a fight and leave and all that, if that's what it's really doing, then don't do it. And I go back to the whole idea of, did we stop teaching or did people unlearn the idea of if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all?
Well, I love to shift it into a real life situation. Can you imagine if some people are sitting around, they're talking about the football game or they're talking about politics, and then someone opens up the door and goes, "Hey, that guy's a stupid jerk," and closes the door and walks away?
Right, that's what's happening.
That won't happen in real life, but it tends to happen in this weird internet world.
Right.
And I chuckle when I
it's amazing how that keyboard warrior thing. But my takeaway is, yes, there's people aren't happy about certain people being silenced and this and that. And I really just look and say, if you're just a reasonable human and shared kindness, you really don't have to worry about ever being silenced. You can stay on your platform, you know, but
people don't tell you to shut up when you're nice, when you're saying
just stay in your just stay in your lane a little bit. It's okay. So
like, oh, stop.
Right. And you're not going to change anybody's mind on the other side. You're going to actually probably make them dig in even deeper.
Yep. So
just share positive things that like uplift the world, and you don't have anything to worry about other than the constant notifications and your challenges with, you know, I look at my phone way too much. I pick it up way too much. I've got to stop. So anyways, that was a total tangent, but
I do too. And I don't know about the stop thing, but be conscious that, you know, if you're constantly on it and, you know, other people are saying, hey, you know, I'd like to ask you a question, and you don't hear them because you're stuck in your little funnel.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't be too addicted to it, but it is our method of communication these days. So just like our situation here, the ability to connect again, you get to talk and I get to vent and say some things. And after this, I'll be able to just chill a little bit.
Right. Well, and we can all set timelines on these. My daughter suggested that, you know, if I'm feeling like I just can't, I mean, I can turn it off. I can put it away, but she said, put a timer on it. You can set it. I can only be on Facebook for 2 hours a day, and then it doesn't let me back on. I can go in and change the setting, but you can literally do that.
I want to have more discipline myself.
You don't want your phone to make you do it.
I'm not going to have my phone give me a timeout. No.
Right.
I hope not. I hope it doesn't get to that point where I can't control it and I can't just say, you know, you're just an inanimate object and I can throw you in a snowbank if I wanted to.
Right. And by the way, you do have an iPhone, right?
Yes.
Okay, because that's one of the things with the Clubhouse thing. Yeah, that's for iPhone users right now. So once again, we'll connect next week. We'll get you set up, and then we're going to do this pay it forward thing and make sure people that we like that are in our network are the ones that join us all the way in there, and see if it's worth our time, you know? So anyways.
I think it would be worth the time. I mean, there's a lot of people that, you know, when I think this stuff out logically, how this is all working, there's only 24 hours in a day. Mm-hmm. And you've got your 24, I got my 24. Fortunately for us, 20, 30 minutes in our schedules match. Yeah. But when you've got 10 people in your network, how many of those match?
Right.
Because those people have 10 people. And there's not much more of that day left. It's like consumed already.
Right.
It kind of doesn't matter if you've got 3,000 followers because you can only connect with 3.
Yeah, right. We're all still busy with our own things, right? I mean, I even look at the AGC event. For me to jump on at 3 and try to stay all the way through the end of a Zoom room is about an hour and a half. Well, that is the middle of my workday, and I do need to focus on some other things, but I will try to be there as often as I can, and even if it's passively.
I'm going to try and be. I've got an interview I got to do at 4, so I can be in for a little while.
Yeah, perfect.
We all have our lives, you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we should probably close this thing down in case someone's watching and they're just so captivated by our conversation and they can't get away and they've got things to do. We should let them go.
Let's do them a favor. Right on. Well, thank you.
By the way, if anybody didn't sign up, if I'm on YouTube, if you could subscribe to the channel, appreciate that very much. And enough. Well, I'm going to throw you in the room, and if you want to chat a little bit after.
Sure.
I'm not going to throw you in there. I'll let you walk in on your own accord.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
So there you go, my friend Bo. And if you are interested in the mailbox power thing, I am liking this. It is an affiliate program, so I do earn commissions from it. That's the way it works. And if you want to play the game, we can do that with you. It's a very cool thing, the ability to send gifts and postcards and greeting cards and edibles and trinkets and things. Anyways, that's what it is, mailboxpower.com/MagicBrad, the man, the myth, the legend. I'm signing off. Peace, love, and happiness. This is Magic Brad. Be good, be kind, be nice, be considerate, show some gratitude.